Welcome back, you guys. Hope everyone's Thanksgiving was wonderful. As you can see, we got a little bit different setup tonight, but grab your tactical popcorn because we're about to dig in. Kind of like it's Thanksgiving leftovers. So Dublin's got some riots. It's kind of like St. Patty's Day got an upgrade from Call of Duty to Guinness Warfare. There's hostages in Gaza breaking free. So it sounds like somebody cashed in their get out of captivity card, probably funded by your friendly neighborhood taxpayer. So let's unpack this wild ride where the currency is freedom and the price is your hard earned tax dollars. And finally, in a Chinese province, hospitals are packed like a Black Friday sale, and the virus is the hottest item. So buckle up, America, because we're about to roast these headlines faster than I burnt my prime rib for Thanksgiving Day. So, as always, guys, pour up, hop in your favorite dip, and let's dig in.
To me like this. He said, most of the world out there is sheep. They're kind, gentle creatures. They can only hurt one another by accident. He says, then there are wolves. The wolves will feed on the sheep. They're the sociopaths. They're the criminals. He says, and then there are sheepdogs. The sheep are a little leery of the sheepdog. He wanders around, checks the perimeter every night, barks at the moon. He would never turn his teeth on the flock, but he yearns for a righteous battle. And when the wolf comes around, nothing else will do, and the entire flock is sitting there trying to hide behind one lonely sheepdog as he faces down the wolves. We're talking about a creature who is capable of confronting and dealing with combat and sustaining themselves across the long haul. The goal becomes to be a sheepdog, to be a warrior, to be the one that is ready to respond to the threats when the time arises.
What's going on, you guys? I'm glad you came back to join me. So let's dig into this news. Obviously, there's more of it coming to us every day. Like I promised you guys, canned drama all year long. So let's go ahead and dig in here, and I will show some of the things that I found. Just recent articles, world headlines, nothing too crazy. First, let's start with Dublin. So here's a picture straight out of Dublin. There was a riot over there, and basically what we had was a stabbing where it appears that a 5-year-old girl who is in pretty serious condition and a woman in her 30s too. So kind of what started this thing out, it appears that there was news that an Algerian man, kind of maybe around 50 years old, started the stabbings, and rumors about his nationality spread online. Now, right now, the Dublin police are not really saying what his nationality is, and they're also not giving any credence to the fact that this is or is not a terrorist attack. But the people in Dublin are all about that FAFO life, so they just weren't having it. And so, yeah, we had a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Looks mostly peaceful to me. Next thing we have is super crazy, but not that crazy because you've been around, and we know that all the bad cough cough stuff comes from Dragonland. So there's oh, that's not it. There's a lab over in China that here. Let me just show you guys. We'll just go here. So China says no unusual pathogens found after the WHO queries respiratory outbreaks. So China's just kind of gotten off of their COVID lockdowns over here, as opposed to us. We've been free and clear of that for a little bit, but people are kind of attributing to these pneumonia outbreaks that are going to be, basically in young children, with the fact that they've just kind of, had all these restrictions lifted, and therefore people's immune systems and people, obviously being around each other a little bit more often is what's to blame for this crazy outbreak. So Chinese health authorities have not detected any unusual or not novel pathogens, provided the requested data on an increase in respiratory illnesses and reported clusters of pneumonia in children, the World Health Organization said on Thursday. So it would appear that all is fine and dandy. But I think we should stay a little bit closer to this one. I did a little bit more research, and let's just show you some labs that are in the area because that would be worthy of noting. Now, when you look at these, know that there's all different kinds of labs on there. I think trying to find one a needle in a haystack for what the name of the lab we would be looking for is anyone's best guess. So I just have a whole list of them and kind of show you how many are just in that area. And we'll also take a look at the geographical location of where this is via other countries too. So here we go. So here's a map of the labs that are in the area. You can kind of see this area called Liaoning. It kind of borders North Korea right here. It's about 500 miles northeast of Beijing. So, in America's standards, not too terribly far, but a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump going on over there. So they have a biochemical lab down here by the port. It appears going through this list here too. They have some engineering, a little bit of everything going on. I'm wondering which one of these is the one responsible, or maybe they're just telling us the truth and we can just go with what they're saying. That's kind of anyone's guess, and hopefully this is nothing. But I guess in time we'll figure it out because the truth always comes out eventually, does it not? So I showed you guys the labs. Let's move on to the third piece. So obviously today, great news. We had 13 hostages released from Gaza. The price for that was 39 Palestinian hostages being held on the Israeli side, I believe, were traded. So, it's kind of like a game of go fish, it seems, at this moment, as far as tit for tat hostages. But at the same time, the negotiations are taking place amongst, all the different countries of these nationals where they live and come from. And with the big dog being the USA, making these negotiations with these other countries, one has to wonder and one has to think, well, I wonder what we're trading here. If it's not just people, because if you're a terrorist, you're negotiating, you're going to ask for everything under the sun. So in my mind, I'm wondering what we're kind of forking over, and we've been in negotiations for a while now. So it would appear that possibly some of the news that's come out over the last week or so might have clues as to what they're negotiating and what is being asked, because it's not just prisoners. In my mind, there's more on the table than that. We know that Gaza, Hamas, is a Iranian-backed terrorist group. And that being said, let's just go over this and I'll stipulate my opinions and the facts. Try to have them separate as much as I possibly can. So, Israel-Hamas war live updates, 24 hostages and 39 Palestinians released in Israel-Hamas truce. I thought it was only 13, but maybe I was wrong. So, we have that there. That's great news. So this came out like what? So November 16th. I think this is Wall Street Journal. Might even be New York Times. So 10 billion more for Iran. Biden renews sanctions waiver that helps fund terrorism. I mean, they're just saying it plain and simple. They're not trying to hide the fact. Everyone kind of knows what's going on here. So tied to that, Iran receives access to $10 billion thanks to U.S. sanctions waiver. So we just decide to waive these sanctions out of nowhere? No, this is a part of the negotiations. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. And then this in from AP. So once again, U.S. extends sanctions waiver, allowing Iraq to buy electricity from Iran. So we're not outright giving $10 billion to Iran, like the $6 billion we gave to them and then froze, yada, yada, yada. We're doing things so that they can buy electricity from that country, and then in turn they get money, So we're playing nice, even after we've been attacked, over 75 times at military bases and had fatalities of United States soldiers. What the hell is all I have to say. I think that's a bunch of BS. So that's pretty much all I got for you tonight. went through it pretty quickly, so let's go ahead and jump into the comments. Looks like James Price is here. Hey, from East Tennessee Mountains. Hey, brother, I'm glad you came to join us. If any of this information was helpful or useful and you enjoyed it, go ahead and maybe subscribe, maybe like. I appreciate it. I'm here. If you like this type of content, hitting that like button helps me know. So I'll put more of this stuff out, or we can change it up and do something different. I'm here for you guys. Anyways, you guys have a great night. Hope I had a great Thanksgiving, and stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel because more things are happening every day. This is Prep Marines, your host, signing off. Guys, take it easy.